Hello everyone, welcome back to Lucky15, and in this video we'll be giving you my Lucky 15 predictions for tomorrow's horse racing action as usual here on the channel. Before we get stuck into those selections, I just want to say that I've uploaded my preview for the Epsom Oaks on Friday. I go through all the stats and facts and giving you my top 3 selections, so go back and check it out if you haven't done so already. Also as well, I'll upload the Derby vlog tomorrow. Well, I'll give you my 3 selections for that big race at the weekend on Saturday, so that'll be uploaded tomorrow. We'll go through all the same again, the stats and the facts, and going through this year's runners and riders. And also as well, just reflecting on today's performances, just the one winner in the end with Turret Rocks for Jim Bolger and Kevin Manning in the listed race at Gorham Park was a good effort in the end, showed a good turn of foot. Thought it was a bit lucky to avoid a steward's inquiry because Clear Skies of Aidan O'Brien's was hampered, I thought, by our horse, but in the end they didn't, and the result never changed, and in the end it was a nice comfortable winner. Another selection that ran pretty well for us and just went down fighting was Black Caesar. Finished in second place in the end, did get his head in front for a time, but was always in a two-way battle, and in the end just went down fighting. But that wasn't a bad performance there, can't really blame him really. I thought our other selection though you could blame with the jockey slightly, Jonathan Fisher aboard Peaceful Dreamer. Thought he didn't really give it a particularly good ride. He was drawn against the rail, but unfortunately couldn't make the most of that and got blocked in and trapped in really early, and in the end had to pull it out towards the left hand side. Always was up against it then, and it was running on strongly in the end, suggesting that maybe the trip for this horse is 6 furlongs instead of 5, which it had been dropped back to. So a little bit of a bizarre ride by him today. And our other selection, Evervescence, I hope you pronounce it something like that, came non-runner in the end at Brighton, but I see the trainer James Tate has booked it for a ride tomorrow at Beverley. We're not going to be tipping it at Beverley tomorrow, but if you fancy to have a bet there, maybe that speaks a message to you. Maybe they fancy its chances at Beverley instead of Brighton. So enough of me waffling on, we'll get straight into the action for tomorrow's selections. And for our first selection tomorrow, we're actually going to kick off at Beverley in the 2 o'clock with a horse I hope I can pronounce here. It's got a bit of a strange name called Eeh Ban Gum. I hope you pronounce it something like that. It's 5-2, best odds with bookmakers at the moment. Trained by Tim Easterby, who's in good form. David Allen, a good jockey, is booked for the ride. This horse won very well last week at Redcar, where it was making its handicap debut and did a really good performance. And I thought there was a lot more to come from this horse. It's only 3 years old, and it showed like it had a lot of good quality about it and could maybe be an improver this year for handicaps. It is going to be running against the older horses tomorrow, but at Beverley over the 5 furlongs it's drawn in stall 2, and that's always a positive. You need to be drawn on the inside because it's a very tough twist in 5 furlongs, and if you get a good start that can often pay to be an advantage. And I thought tomorrow this horse can attack early on. It was going to be really hard to beat, and I thought it could get us off to a good start in the 2 o'clock at Beverley. We then only have to wait 10 minutes for our next selection, which is going to be on the jumps card at Cartmel in the 2:10 with a horse I did tip up last time when it was meant to be running on the flat, but unfortunately became a non-runner. It's called Alfredandnobell, ran about 6-1 bookmakers at the moment, trained by dual purpose trainer Mickey Hammond. Becky Smith, conditional jockey, good conditional jockey I like to follow, is going to take a good £5 off tomorrow. She does quite well at the track as well, Cartmel, so that's a good positive thing there. This horse, Alfredandnobell, ran on the flat last time we saw it at Wetherby when it finished in second place that day off a nice low racing weight against a fair flat marker in a horse called Ingleby Hollow, I think, of David O'Meara's. Wasn't a bad performance that day and really could come on for a hurdles run tomorrow. It's only 5 years old still, and I thought off a mark of 102 back on good ground it could definitely suit it. Also as well, I thought the track would suit it as well. Cartmel's a very twisty turning track, very sharp test for horses, but I thought maybe it's the flat experience could pay it in good stead tomorrow, and I thought 6-1 could definitely be a good each way bet if you wanted a selection in this race. So that would be my selection there. We then go back to Beverley with a horse called Club Wexford in the 3:30. Ran about 7-2 bookmakers at the moment. Trained by Roger Fell, who's stable in really good form. Tony Hamilton, good experienced jockey, booked for the ride. This horse won really well last week at Ayr, and this horse was brought from Jim Bolger's stable earlier this year, and it made a good impression that day, suggesting it's still really well handicapped. It won off a mark of 74, and it is going to be carrying a £6 penalty tomorrow, but I still thought it was well in the handicap. It won off a mark last season of 84 over in Ireland, so it definitely has a little bit of quality about it, this horse. Going to be drawn in stall 2 tomorrow, which again over the mile at Beverley is definitely a good move. You want to be drawn handily there to get a good attacking start, and if you can do that, like I said, you can always get yourself in a good position to win the race. So I thought tomorrow it was still well handicapped, stable in good form, and it's got a good draw, and I thought 7-2 was a good price tomorrow, so that's going to be the selection there. We then have to wait for the evening action, and we go to Ripon for our selection in the 740 with a horse called Barg. Round about 5-2 bookmakers at the moment, trained by Richard Hannon, who's bringing the horse all the way up north, down in the south. He's based near Marlborough. Sean Levy booked for the ride, who rode Billiston Brook to the 1,000 guinea success. Often rides a lot of horses for Richard Hannon. And this horse won quite nicely last time at Doncaster, but it was raised £5 for that win. But it's still young, in the colours of Al Kebab Racing, and I thought really it could still have a lot more to offer, and bringing the horse all the way up here, they probably think it's got a very good chance of going really well. I thought 5-2 wasn't a bad selection to take there, so for me that's going to be the last one to round this video off. So they're the selections for tomorrow's horse racing action. Let us know what you're going to be backing tomorrow in the comments box below. Also as well, please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, and also as well so you don't miss the Derby vlog tomorrow. You can also follow me on Twitter at Lucky15 for more horse racing info and lots of other things as well, so please follow me on there if you haven't done so already. That's all I got to say. Please gamble responsibly, and we'll be seeing you soon.